autocratic, which is where healthy lies.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the differences in parenting styles, and if you will, I think it's important for those people that are entering into that notion of breaking up a marital relationship and working towards dividing that household, that they identify the parenting style that they use in their house,
right?
Identify the parenting style that your partner is using, right?
And you may find while we were together, we either kind of picked one. Sometimes you'll have a parent that tends to be the stronger, more controlling parent at home, and so whatever their preferences is kind of how we did it in the house. And as we step apart and break up,
we become co-parents.
We begin to check out our own parenting style. And I may have said, I never did like that the kids could have TVs in their rooms.
Yes.
And so, in my house, I'm not doing that.
We're not doing that, yeah.
So there you start to see the differentiation between a parenting style for one parent and the parenting style of the other parent.
As you make those decisions for the parenting style, it's not all or nothing, and some things you're very rule regulated and some things you're very permissive. So there is always a mixture. But it's important that as you decide what is the style that works, it's the style that's for the best interest of the child. Right. Younger children need structure, so therefore there's more rules involved. As we get into later teens, we need to be a little bit more liberal, a little bit more permissive, because the idea is you're trying to launch your children.
Right.
It's important that you seek in this idea of co-parenting as much as possible similar rules and expectations and discipline between the household, so that as the child is transitioning to visit, through the process of divorce, as they visit the mom or they visit the dad, that there is enough similarity that they're not in some trauma where they have to shift their entire way of thinking because mom does it this way or dad does it that way.
Right. They do best that way.
It's really important as you work through this process of divorce to develop an effective communication style. The communications between the parents should be always about the facts that have to do with the appropriateness of the raising of the children.
Right.
Don't get into the emotions of the divorce and the pain and suffering of that unfortunate incident that causes people to emotionally break up.
Right. But one of the ways I look at this, and it kind of helps parents to be able to do that step back and begin to be objective, is it's like being in business.
Yes.
So rather than being in a love relationship, now we have a business partnership, and our business is raising 3 children.
Yes. You're a dad or a mom for life. Okay.
Yep.
Now, I want you to also, if you will, recognize that once you identify your partner has a difference in their parenting style, and you've learned to identify what that is, it's okay for them to do it that way in their household, as long as you're aware of these differences and you try to make sure that there's no major rifts, so that the child is, of course, suffering as he tries to shift. And then the most important thing, as you look at the differences in parenting styles, realize you cannot control your ex.
You can't.
Your ex that's their responsibility to be the mother or father and their way of doing business. You can't change what they have decided to do. You got to put that out of your mind.
Right. And you cannot invade their other's household. Just like I wouldn't like it for you to say, Carrie, the kids can't have a TV in the room because I don't do it at my house.
Yeah,
I would look at you and say, well, wait a second.
Sure.
This is my house, my home, and if it's okay with me if they have a TV in the room, then it's okay with me. And these, of course, are the parent issues. The kids don't need to be getting votes here. But those are the things that you'll see where I may try to overstep my boundary and move into your space, your area, your resources, and tell you how you should be living.
Absolutely.